Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought I would do a crock pot recipe. The recipe I'll be fixing today is for pork chops. So hang around and let's get started. Here are the ingredients that I'll be using in my recipe today. I have 8 thick cut boneless pork chops. Now I have a big family to feed this evening, so I'm going to be using these 8. If you don't have as many to cook for, go ahead and cut that down by half and use only 4. This recipe will work just fine. Just cut down to 4 instead of 8. Okay, I'm also going to be using some cut up onion, and you can cut up your onion in slices or dices or however you prefer. And I really didn't measure out the onion. I know that's probably a little more than a large onion. You just use ever how much you want to use for your recipe. I'll also be using some Worcestershire sauce, some apple cider vinegar, some garlic powder. I'll be using some red pepper flakes, black pepper, salt. And this recipe also calls for brown sugar. If you use regular brown sugar, use about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to use this artificial brown sugar because it has a lower carb count, and I'm only going to be using 1 tablespoon in my recipe. So let's get this put together. Okay, we're going to start by combining some of our ingredients into a bowl. So I'm going to measure out about 1/4 of a teaspoon of the red pepper flakes. If you want to use more, you can. I have some in my family that don't like anything very peppery or spicy, so I'm only going to use that amount. Next, we'll be using 1/2 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/4 of a teaspoon of the black pepper. A 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. My brown sugar, which I'll be using 1 tablespoon of the artificial brown sugar, but you can use 2 tablespoons of the regular. 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar. And 4 tablespoons of the Worcestershire sauce. Okay, from there I'm just going to take my whisk and whisk those together until everything's blended really well. Okay, now I'll move you over to the crock pot. Okay, I'm going to use this vegetable oil spray to coat the inside of my crock pot, and that just helps make cleanup a little bit easier. Okay, next I'm going to place 4 of the pork chops into the crock pot. Now if you're only using 4, just go ahead and put your 4 in there. And then I'm going to drizzle about half of that mixture that I mixed in my bowl over top of these. And then I'm going to put down a layer of my onions. And then I'm going to place the other 4 pork chops down. Now if you're only using 4 pork chops, go ahead and pour all the mixture over it and put all your onions over top of that at this point. Okay, now I'm going to drizzle the rest of my liquid mixture over top of this layer. And then I'm going to put the remaining amount of onions on the top of this layer. Now I'm going to place my lid onto my crock pot. I'm going to set the setting to low. Pork chops generally will cook pretty quickly, so I just kind of keep a watch on them during that time. And when you're able to take a fork and easily tear that meat apart and it's no longer pink in the middle, then your pork chops are done. So I'll bring you back when they're finished. Okay, I'm going to take the lid off and check this. I tested them a little earlier and they were just about done, and that was about 30 minutes ago. So in total they've cooked about 4.5 hours. So I thought I'd turn on the camera real quick and show you how these look. And I wished you could smell how good it smells in this kitchen. You see how that is coming apart so easily? That's how you know your pork chops are done. So I cooked these a total about 4.5 hours. So everybody's crock pot's different. So yours may cook a little faster or a little slower. So what I'm going to do from here is turn my crock pot to the warm setting, and that will keep it nice and warm until we're ready to have supper this evening. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thanks for joining me.